Hello children, how are you all? Welcome to Lucid Study. This is Pratyusha and today in this session we are going to go through model paper 5. So in this session we are going to go through 5th model paper and discuss the questions that are there in this paper. Write an essay on common genetic disorders. So the genetic disorders which are there, they are usually of two types. They are Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. Then again in Mendelian and chromosomal we have many types. Many genetic disorders. So all that you have to mention and about each one of them you have to explain. So first of all for this question you have to draw a flow chart. So yes, in this way first of all a flow chart should be there. So genetic disorders, they are usually of two types, Mendelian disorders and chromosomal disorders. In this Mendelian disorders we have 6 different types as you can see here. What are those? Hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, color blindness, thalassemia and cystic fibrosis. So this is about Mendelian disorders. Next, coming to chromosomal disorders, again we have two types, Allosomal disorders and Autosomal disorders. So what are the types again included in it? Again we have. First of all, you have to define what is Mendelian disorder. So these are genetic diseases which are caused by single mutation in the structure of DNA. After that, we have already seen 6 different types are there. So out of these 6, if you write about any 3 disorders in detail, it is enough. So yes, first of all here I am going to explain you about hemophilia. So hemophilia which is there, it is also called as bleeder's disease. So here we have 3 types of hemophilia. Hemophilia A, B and C. This hemophilia A which is there, it is usually caused due to the deficiency of a clotting factor 8. And hemophilia B, it is usually caused due to the deficiency of a clotting factor 9. So these 2 disorders, they are X-linked recessive disorders. Whereas coming to hemophilia C, it is usually caused because of deficiency of a clotting factor 11. So this one, it is autosomal recessive disorder. So here this hemophilia which is there, it usually occurs more frequently in males when compared to that of the females. Why here females, they will be having 2 X chromosomes, whereas males, they will be having only 1 X chromosome. So the defective gene which is present on the X chromosome would be obviously expressed in males only who are carrying it. So in this way, it occurs more frequently in males. So these points about hemophilia you have to write. Next, coming to phenylketonuria. So here this phenylketonuria which is there, it is autosomal recessive metabolic disorder. So first of all you have to write this point. And here it is usually caused because of mutations in the gene which is present on chromosome number 12 for the hepatic enzyme. So this it is usually caused because of mutation in a gene. So this particular gene, it is present on chromosome number 12. So chromosome number 12 for the hepatic enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. So in the absence of this enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase, here the amino acid phenylalanine, it gets converted into tyrosine and further it again gets converted into phenyl pyruvate. So in this way the accumulation of all these substances here in the brain, it leads to mental retardation. So in this way about phenylketonuria you can write. Next, coming to color blindness. So yes, about color blindness, what you have to write here, the individuals with color vision deficiency, generally they will not be able to differentiate between certain colors, especially red color and green color. So here red color blindness, it is known as protanopia, and green color blindness, it is known as deuteranopia. And here the cause of sex linkage, it is due to the presence of certain genes that are present on the X chromosome. And here for this color blindness you have to write an example. So let us think that a man who is colorblind is there. So this man who is there, he got married to a woman. This woman, she is normal. So the resultant progeny will be normal, but the daughters who are there, they will be carriers of this trait. So here daughters will be carriers and sons, they will be normal. So if this carrier daughter, if she marries a normal man, again in that resultant progeny, here 50% of the sons, they will be affected with this color blindness, whereas daughters, they will be normal. So in this way, some points related to color blindness and example you have to give. So with this, you will be finishing about Mendelian disorders. So first of all, you have defined what is Mendelian disorder and about 3 disorders you have explained. Next, coming to chromosomal disorders. So these are the disorders which are usually caused by the errors in the numbers or in the structure of chromosomes. So in this way, first of all, the definition of chromosomal disorders you have to write. Then the types. Into how many types here it is divided? Allosomal disorders and autosomal disorders. So under allosomal disorders, we have 2 types. What are they? Klinefelter syndrome and Turner syndrome. So about these 2, you have to write some points. First of all, coming to Klinefelter syndrome. So here this disorder, it is usually a genetic disorder which is caused by trisomy 23rd pair, especially in males. So the karyotype is 47XXY. So the karyotype, it can be written in this way. So here the males who are affected with this Klinefelter syndrome, here they will be having an additional chromosome, additional X chromosome along with the normal XY chromosomes. So here in the males who are affected with this Klinefelter syndrome, the fertility, it will be generally reduced. So in this way, about Klinefelter syndrome you have to write. Next, coming to Turner syndrome. So here Turner syndrome, for the Turner syndrome, the karyotype, it is usually 45X. And it is usually caused by monosomy 23rd pair. So here one X chromosome, it will be lost. Turner females, here they does not show any bar bodies in their somatic cells. So usually the females who are affected with this Turner syndrome, such females, they will not be having any bar bodies in their somatic cells. So in this way, the karyotype, how it is caused, you have to write these points for Turner syndrome. So in this way, you have to write about allosomal disorders. Next, coming to autosomal disorders. So in this again we have 5 types. Down syndrome, Edwards syndrome, Patau syndrome, Cri-du-Chat syndrome, chronic myelogenous leukemia. So these 5 types you have to first of all mention, and among this about any 2 types you can write in detail. So here first of all, coming to Down syndrome. So here it is usually caused because of additional copy of chromosome number 21. So because of the additional copy of this chromosome which is number 21, here as it is present, because of this additional copy of this chromosome only, here Down syndrome it is usually caused. And the karyotype is trisomy 21. So in this way, in brackets 47 plus 21 you can write. And here the person who is affected with this Down syndrome, in them head it will be usually very small and round, and they will be having a furrowed tongue and partially opened mouth. So these are the symptoms in the person who is affected with this Down syndrome. Next, coming to Edwards syndrome. So here this syndrome, it is usually a chromosomal abnormality. Here it is caused because of presence of extra copy of genetic material of 18th chromosome. So this 18th chromosome genetic material which is there, it is present. So because of this presence only, this Edwards syndrome, which is a chromosomal abnormality, it is caused. And here the Edwards syndrome, it will be usually caused both in males and females, but it is more common in the female offspring. Yes, it occurs in both the sexes, in both males and females, but in female offsprings, this Edwards syndrome, it occurs more frequently. So in this way, about Edwards syndrome you have to write. So this is how basically you are going to answer this question. First of all, the 2 main types under genetic disorders you have to write. Next, again about Mendelian, and in that the 6 types you have to mention. Out of those 6, about any 3 you have to write in detail. And next, about chromosomal disorders, the definition you have to write. And under, again it is divided into 2 types. It is of 2 types. Under allosomal you have to write about the 2 syndromes, and under autosomal also you have to write about any 2 syndromes.